Welcome back to the class. So let's proceed. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to duplicate this text up here, celebrating A, with my Ctrl J, and I'm going to drag it all the way down here. Now you're probably wondering, why am I duplicating? Well, the reason I'm duplicating is because I want to have a similarity in the font format, right? Font format that I've used already for spec. I want to have that same font format repeated for the main titles in this design. And the reason for that is something we call harmony, design harmony. So you can see how beautifully this design is coming together, and things are looking easy on the eye. Things are looking interesting. You don't have anything that is making you feel scared, or making it difficult. There's nothing making it difficult for you to understand. So that's the reason why we do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit my Ctrl T to transform, and I'm going to hold my shift and start at the edge of this text right here and reduce that. So in this text right here, what I'm going to do is to double click it on that text icon on the layer panel, and I'm going to edit that text. So I'm going to go ahead and type his name in there. All right. Okay, so let's reduce that a bit using our transform tool. I guess by now you're probably getting used to the transform tool, so part of the uses of the transform tool by now. All right, so I'm going to come up here a bit, and I'm beginning to feel like the celebrating A is too big, so I just want to reduce that a bit. Take that space up, take that up a bit, and then space that out furthermore. Say 100. Okay, so let me choose 140 for that, and then align it back to this text so we have a proper arrangement. Yeah, so this is not bad at all. Great. So the next thing I'm going to do is to start introducing some color into this design. But before I do that, let me quickly write the most important part of this design, and I'm going to be writing that with a very interesting font, and the typeface I'm going to be using for this is Script. Remember, I introduced you to typefaces, and I told you a little bit about the one I used, the main typeface. Oswald, I told you it is a condensed sans serif font, also a geometric sans font. This font I'm going to use right now to write happy birthday is a script. Okay, it's a script. So you're going to see why it is a script shortly, and that will enable you to understand what scripts are, what script fonts are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type, pardon me, my Photoshop just had an error, so I'll just do that again and type H H. Alright, so you notice that it is still written in the main typeface. So I'm just going to go ahead to the type character control panel. This is called the character panel. So you can see there are different buttons here. So let me tell you what they are quickly. This one right here means for bold, to bolden a font. So Photoshop can automatically make a font bold. This is to italicize. We all know what italics are. This is for capital letter, that is big capital letters. So you can see that once I click that, we went back to small letters. This is for small capital letters. What did you notice? The font looks smaller, even though it is still a 14. Alright, this is for superscript. This subscript, those of us who are conversant with Microsoft Word, you will understand what that means. This is for subscript, this is for underline, and this is for strike through, when you want to have a line drawn across your text. So you can use that to cancel out a price. For instance, if you're giving out a discount and you want to say, oh, it's normal 5,000 now, you can just put this strike through on your text like that. You can see how it looks like on the happy, to show that you're no more offering at that price, and then you type in your new price. So let's go ahead and rearrange the construction of this text and give it a new typeface so that we can achieve what we want to achieve. So I'm going to reduce the spacing to 0, and I'm going to go ahead and type right here. The name of the font we're looking for is called Billion Dreams. Right there, that is it. So this, you can see how this looks. Most of us call this Gothic but it's not Gothic. All right, it's not Gothic. Some of us, we don't know how to call it, so we say those kind of fonts now that is like winning, very, very, like Indomie, like warm. We use some strange things to characterize this font. So basically, this is called a script font. Like I told you earlier, this is called a script font. So any font that looks cursive in this manner is under the category of a script font. There are different types of script fonts and different kind of names you see out there, but this category is called script. All right, so I want to make my letter H large, that's capital letter. So what I've done is to hit my shift key and tap H, just the way you would do in Microsoft Word. And then I've hit my transform, Ctrl T, and I'm going to shrink this, holding shift at this edge like this. Then I'm going to do the same thing I did to spec, where I told you I hit shift, Ctrl and Alt, and I uniformly bent that text. So you can see how beautifully looking that happy is right now. Okay, so we see that happy, then Ctrl J again to duplicate that same layer and then drag it down. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and hit my type tool, that's T on both Mac and Windows, and I'm going to click on this text. Don't forget I showed you another way of doing the same thing, editing a text, by double clicking on this icon right here to change the content. So I'm going to hit my Ctrl A and I'm going to hit my Shift and B. That is to write capital letters. Most of us know that. So I'm just going to go ahead and write my birthday. Isn't that beautiful? I guess you're loving the font already, right? So now, for sake of proportion, we want to make the birthday bigger, slightly bigger than happy, so that we can have the happy aligned to the center of birthday. So how we're going to do that, we're going to go ahead and click our transformation, Ctrl C, and then holding Shift and Alt, we're going to drag this out evenly. All right, and hit your enter. So go ahead and align this by using your arrow keys to shift back, yeah, like that, and then you can go to the happy up there and also shift it like that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for the best place to position my happy so that it doesn't look conflicting with birthday. Yeah, so I think this is the best position where we can distinctively read both texts easily. So we have that happy birthday in place. So I guess you're beginning to like where we're headed with this. It's beginning to look interesting by the minute. Okay, so we have celebrating a spec in Judy Girl Isaac. Happy birthday. Interesting. A spec indeed. Alright, so the next thing I like to introduce in my design is the date of birth. So this guy's birthday is the 14th of February. So I'm just going to write that right here, somewhere around here, just right here. So let me just go ahead and write that text. So you notice that everything we're doing right now is in black and white, and that's because we're just putting together our pieces, right, for our design. So now the reason why that happened just now is because this Billion Dreams does not have a typeface arrangement, a provisional typeface for numbers. So I'm going to go back to our main text Oswald, and I'm going to go ahead and write the numbers we want to have right there. So 14 space, I'm going to hold shift. You'll find this particular line on your keyboard, just look for it. It's usually beside the brackets, and we have that. So I can choose a bold Oswald font like that, and then go ahead and hit my Control T and shrink this evenly, holding my shift and alt like that. So I can just use my arrows holding shift to just move that around somewhere here. Alright, so in the next video we're going to start introducing special effects, colors, and all those things. We're also going to be touching the image, or brighten up the face, and some other areas we need to brighten up, and also introduce some effect on his eyeglasses and things, you know, eyeglasses, some other areas, just to give it that very interesting spice and, you know, interesting look and feel. Alright, so join me in the next class. Thank you for watching.